Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. That's me, your host. Hey, thanks for taking a minute. They always ask me to remind you, please like and subscribe. Makes a big difference on this YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Please comment. If you have any questions, let me know. I try to read them and get back to you the very best I can. Be patient. Always happy to try to respond when you have some questions. I am working to try to get some videos out to you guys once or twice a week. I do a radio show here in Idaho on a weekly basis, so I try to make sure that I'm getting to you information that is up to date and relevant in what's happening across the country, not just where I live, but from, the Atlantic to the Pacific, let's say. All right, so this particular episode, I want to talk to sellers. Sellers, it's time. If you need to move, you got to make some adjustments. You know, being stubborn doesn't necessarily help all of us for very long. We got to make price adjustments. I made some notes and I was just thinking, for sellers, it's important. I know some of you are going to think this sounds a little nuts. Get a home inspection. Get a home inspection before you put the house on the market. Well, why would we do that, Greg? Don't the buyers get the home inspections? You know, customarily and historically, they do. But I want to share with you that I'm trying to help avoid what we call those all not so fun uh-ohs when we find out something during the real estate transaction that's not necessarily very much fun. And I'm doing several transactions right now, helping a lot of folks with their homes. And I can tell you, it's not fun for the sellers when they're laying awake at night after the home inspection went on the day before, and they're afraid something that's going to come up that they didn't know about, that could, cost some money, thousands maybe, to repair, or the buyers see something, and worst case scenario, they went out of the deal, they want to terminate. That's no fun. We do not have to live like that. Sellers, I want to encourage you, get a home inspection before you put the home on the market. Do you have to fix everything that comes up? No. But I want you to at least be aware of the situation, the challenges, and the potential items that you might need to adjust and fix. Now, does that mean you can't fix things? No. I think it shows good faith. If you find out there was something that needs repair, maybe there was a leak in the crawl space, maybe a vent wasn't hooked up in the attic, any number of things come up that we weren't aware of, and it shows good faith for us to fix those. And there's nothing wrong with sharing that home inspection report with the buyers after they make an offer and you guys come to terms. Now, I know that this is a little, far-fetched, but sellers, the home inspection is the first place to start. Now, we got these December and January closings right now, and this will help you, at least if you can get these things done in a timely fashion, get a home inspection done so you can get those repairs. Even if your home's listed right now, today for sale, get the home inspection. Don't wait for the buyers. Don't wait for surprises. Don't wait for your transaction to get terminated or a bunch of drama being caused because some items came up that were not a big deal to you, but they're a big deal to the buyer. Remember, the buyers are a little edgy nowadays because their interest rates are higher than they were, and the sales prices are substantially higher than they were 5-6 years ago. So it's a lot today for a buyer to take on the high prices, the high interest rates, and additional repairs. Now, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when interest rates were a little lower, actually a lot lower there, in the COVID era, it wasn't as big a deal. A lot of buyers would overlook a lot of things, appraisals, home inspections, a lot of that stuff, because the interest rates were so low, their costs, their monthly payments were low, and they felt like they could afford the option to fix the repairs on their own at their own time. Now, that's changed today. So you have a lot of sellers saying, okay, what do we need to do? Last summer, a lot of them weren't willing. If you're still in the market, it's been 60, 90, maybe 120 days, maybe more. And maybe you've adjusted your price a little bit, but you haven't adjusted it enough. The next thing that I'm seeing is there are new sellers coming on the market right now. That's aggressive. Having done this for 30 years, I'm not so sure that's such a great idea. However, there are motivated buyers in the market. So as a seller, you can get your home sold right now. You have to price it right and make sure you're in good condition. I'm going to do a a complete video on conditions of homes, right? Because they're a big deal. Your systems, your roof, your windows, your HVAC, your furnace, your air conditioning, your water heater, all those things are systems in your home that as your home gets older, those systems all have life expectancy timeframes. And as those get to an end, a buyer can be very sensitive about giving you top dollar for your home when those systems are at the end of their life. But I'll do that here real soon. But I just want to encourage you, if you're a seller, make sure your systems are at least updated. You've made repairs, service your furnace, put new filters in, do any of those kind of things. Fix little things you're aware of. Make your home ready to sell. Put your best foot forward. I know we've heard that for 100 years, but it's important today. Buyers, really, when they come to a home, they take just a few seconds to do an initial assessment to see if it's something they're interested in or something that they're not interested in. And then they'll start looking from then, as they start looking, more things to convince them to buy the home or convince them that they need to leave. All these details matter when you're searching for a home. All right, I'm going to do a show just on the systems. But for now, real quick, pay attention to your water heater. Find out how old it is. Make sure it's serviced. Your HVAC, get those serviced. Get those filters changed. That's not a big deal. I know the next one, windows. Wash the windows. In the older homes, 20 years and over in a lot of cases, some of the windows, the vacuum seals are gone. Sometimes buyers will work with that. Sometimes they won't. Depends on the degree. Just pay attention to that. Roofs, generally 20 to 25 years. Doesn't mean they're leaking. Doesn't mean they won't last. It's just buyers are sensitive. So as a seller, I just encourage you right now in the market, when we got motivated buyers looking, we're getting towards the new year, we're at the back end of 2025, you can still capitalize. Again, go through your systems, check on the home, put your best foot forward. Comment below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help. I wish you the best. Holidays are right around the corner. Do what you can. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe when you get a chance, and we'll be back real soon.